Hi, this is Laura Tucker with TroubledHollywood.com, and these are the entertainment headlines that are grabbing my attention today. Omarosa spilled the beans about Donald Trump on Celebrity Big Brother, and I mean spilled. Keisha Knight Pulliam was giving her a hard time, asking her how she could have aligned herself with somebody like Donald Trump if she didn't necessarily believe in everything that he said. But Omarosa had a lot of excuses, and then she turned it right back at Keisha. She asked her how she could have supported somebody like Bill Cosby. Valid point. But Keisha also had a valid point. She said it's different because Donald Trump was running to rule the country and has an effect on the whole world. Bill Cosby doesn't. Point taken. And then it got worse, because then she was talking to Ross Matthews, and she started crying, and she was saying how bad it is, and she was talking about the tweets and saying how hard it was to sit through all the tweets. It was really hard to just be there in the White House through all of that. And then she said something that was so shocking. He asked her to just let him know that everything was going to be okay. And she couldn't do it. She said, with him in office, with Trump in office, it's not going to be okay. How do you say that? And you know what? She's the one who was supporting him. And then when he turns out to be leading us down a strange path, then she's all of a sudden crying and leaving the White House and whatever. What was she expecting? She was on The Apprentice twice, 2 times. She knew exactly what she was getting herself into. And the reason why she's bringing it up now on Celebrity Big Brother, I think it's PR. Not that I don't think that it means nothing when she said we're not going to be okay. I'm looking at that kind of validly. But I also think she's doing a little bit of PR, trying to make herself look a little better, because she wasn't looking too good after being in the White House and then leaving suddenly. That's what I think. And Rose McGowan's former manager committed suicide at age 50. They're saying she had bipolar disorder and they're excusing it. But then you also have to question. Rose McGowan was kind of throwing some heat at her over everything that she went through with Harvey Weinstein. So she was blaming her former manager for part of that. So is that why this woman committed suicide? She did it a couple of days after Rose turned up the heat on her. I don't know, but that's not a good situation, no matter how you look at it. Richard Pryor's daughter is disputing the claim that he had a relationship with Marlon Brando. This is something that Quincy Jones alluded to in an interview recently. He said that they had slept together, and then Richard Pryor's widow backed it up, but now his daughter is saying they didn't have a relationship. Okay, they didn't have a relationship. Did they sleep together? I don't know why it really even matters too much. I don't know why she would be upset. It's just interesting knowledge. And according to his widow, his bisexuality was just something that was accepted. Now, that was something I hadn't heard before. I find it interesting, but I don't think it's bad. So I'm not quite sure why Rain Pryor is so upset about this, but she wants it known. Her dad did not have a relationship with Marlon Brando, even though facts kind of support it. And there's yet more Quentin Tarantino claims. Fergie had once said that he bit her on the set of Planet Terror. What is going on? You know, he was a really respected filmmaker, but the more and more he's yapping his mouth, and the more we find out about what he said and did before, I don't know where to go with it. He bit her? I know he was into that whole method acting, and he said he would do these things instead of letting his actors do them because he trusted himself, but he bit her? Can't you fake that in acting? I don't know. Oprah Winfrey has said that Reese Witherspoon showed PTSD signs after the Harvey Weinstein stories broke out. I don't doubt that. Didn't we all? Didn't we all have a little bit of PTSD? I think we were all, it doesn't necessarily mean she suffered because of Harvey Weinstein. It could be something that it reminded her of. I think as soon as all these stories started breaking out, it reminded all of us of things that we went through. I think the whole country as a whole is suffering from PTSD from everything. From the Me Too stories that are going around, the people like Quentin Tarantino that all of a sudden we're going, what the heck is up with him? Kevin Spacey, and whoever. Just all of a sudden, I think we're all suffering a little bit from PTSD. And from everything the country's going through. I don't find that odd that she was showing signs of that. And lastly, Khloe Kardashian doesn't believe that when she has her baby, it will fix things with Caitlyn Jenner. Does it ever? Married people who are thinking of separating sometimes have a baby thinking it'll solve everything. Never does. Babies don't solve anything. Never do. It somehow puts an exclamation point on everything you were feeling before. It just doesn't solve anything. So Khloe and Caitlyn just need to resolve it another way, if they're going to resolve it, or just accept that that's where they are. Or maybe they can resolve it later on. But not happening with the baby. Not happening.